I was like, oh, I need to record a podcast today, a bunch of stuff I wanted to share with you. And then I thought, why don't I just share with you what it's like to be in New York, like a oral, A-U-R-A-L edition here. I'm walking down Fifth Avenue in Sunset Park. I'm going to the subway. I'm going to go see my primary care doctor, who I have not seen since before the pandemic. I took a shower and I shaved. I was like, I'm dressed like I'm not really dressed like an adult. I'm going by my favorite vegetable and fruit market, which I've posted pictures on Instagram before. And I mean, it's literally around the corner. And this guy is not yielding to the pedestrians in the crosswalk, but that is not unusual here. So here we go. Some people are wearing masks. Most aren't. I mean, New York City has a 70% vaccination rate, which is just fantastic. You can get a vaccination in the pharmacies here. And there's three pharmacies within a couple blocks of my house. So there was a vaccination van up in the park this morning. And, it's just making it available to everyone. And I just missed the signal here. So we're going to make a turn and go down to the subway. We're going to take the R train to the Express. I'm going to go into Manhattan. We're going to take 3 trains. And that's not, I'm going to take a local to the Express stop. I'm going to go Express over the Manhattan Bridge. Trains don't go over the Brooklyn Bridge, but there's going to be a dedicated bike lane on the Brooklyn Bridge pretty soon, and that will be cool. Currently, there's a bike and pedestrian lane, and it's just a big mess because it's not very wide, a lot of tourists, and the people who ride their bikes are a little self-righteous on the bridge. And then there's joggers who think they own the thing. And I'm still at the crosswalk. And I know the light's going to change, but I'm inching across anyway here, because that's what we do here. I'm not good at standing still. And even though I have arthritis in my feet, I still think it's important I just like to move fast. The camera operator can walk faster than I can, and I do have to stop sometimes because of the pain. But from what I understand with arthritis, it's important to move because it gets the lubricating fluids moving in the joints. So, there's another one of those little Fiat 500s here. I've seen not a huge, but a big increase in what I call generically smart cars around here, and a few electric cars actually, because you can park those things anywhere. Well, I mean the smart cars. There are some people who park and they'll take up 2 parking spots because they don't want anyone to get near their car, and it's just like, dude, here's a gentleman who's got a trash barrel on wheels. He just hit a hole in the sidewalk there. There's a business improvement district on the avenue, and I think it's through a commercial tax of some sort. It's a nominal amount of money, but then there's a nonprofit called Ready, Willing, and Able. I think it's from the Doe Fund, and they help people who need a leg up, who are perhaps homeless or living in not the greatest conditions and maybe have some health issues, and they start cleaning up the avenues, the merchant shopping districts, which is Fifth Avenue is one of those. So that's great, and then it's there's a Tesla right there. That's a red one. I'm curious I need an electric car that has a big hatchback cargo space, and surprisingly, a lot of them don't. So, anyway, So, now their city bikes have moved into the neighborhood. There's those bikes that you can rent by the hour or by the day. And a bunch of those have sprung up here at the stations. I'm curious how there are some of them are electric assist and some of them are pedal only. Okay, so I'm going down into the subway station, so I have to put on my mask. So if you just hold on for a minute. Mask is on. I gotta get my card out now.
6 minutes. Oh, that's good.
All right, we're inside the station now, and we're going. So you have to think about where you're gonna get off to transfer to the next train. So I want to be in the back of the train because at Union Square, I'm going to transfer to the 6th train. And you get off at the back of the train at Union Square for an R or Q or N, and then walk, I don't know, 100 feet or so, a couple hundred feet to the Lexington Avenue line, which is the 4, 5, and 6. And I'll take a 6 local to 32nd Street and Park Avenue. And so the train just came, so I just missed a train, but that's not the end of the world. I mean, you really can't. Well, actually, there's an app now. There's countdown clocks on the station platforms for the next several trains, and it also gives information about whether there's a delay of some sort. But so I think I have a few minutes. I walked past the countdown clock without looking at it. So, they have some sort of a coronavirus advertisement, vaccine advertisement on the countdown clock right now. It'll pop back. So we're gonna a local train go one stop. Almost invariably, as it is an express train within a few minutes. Go zip to Atlantic Avenue, and then the next stop will be, well, it depends. It could be DeKalb Avenue or Atlantic Avenue. No, I'm going to go on the Broadway line, which is the yellow, the N or Q trains. So one stop at DeKalb, right where I got my vaccination in Brooklyn, and then over the Brooklyn Bridge to Canal Street, and then 14th Street. So it's really fast. There's some of my neighbors. There's just, there's happy people here. So I wanted to talk about some of the shows I've been watching on Netflix. I'll just move away from here and maybe you can hear me better. One is called Call My Agent, which I was reluctant to watch because it's in French and it has English subtitles, and I'm like, I'm not going to put up with this because, typical American who expects everything to be in English, right? And the first show or two is a little like, what's going on here, but it's really good. It's there's some in-jokes, which if you were French, you would understand, but from what I understand, it's that was a pre-pandemic announcement about the if you see something, say something, basically. That's been going on since the towers fell. It's just if you see like a suitcase or a knapsack just sitting there and it's no one's, you should tell someone about that. And that has happened. I've seen where they've shut down areas because it's just a bag, and 99.9% of the time it's someone forgot their bag. But there was a while ago someone that tried to detonate a pipe bomb at one of the subway stations we're going to. Just unhappy people, and they think that violence will solve things. And I guess that's a human. I get Radio Rick could comment on this, but anyway, I'd like to focus on the good in people, like my neighbors here who are. I'm going to presume that they are Muslim from perhaps an Arab state, just from how they're dressed and what they're saying. But they're just super nice people. Looks like it's a family thing. They're going to go perhaps into the city to go. There's some amazing spice stores on Lexington. One's called Kalu Stands, which has, anyone from any kind of culture, I think, can go there and find the spices and ingredients they're looking for. Here comes an express. This is our local train across the platform. There's 4 subway tracks. The 2 center ones are inbound and outbound express, and the outer ones are local. We're on the inbound or Manhattan bound, our local train track, and this is a Bay Ridge bound R train on the far opposite track, which is what we will ride on the way home. And there they go. That's the subway. They've got really neat voice announcements now on the trains that you can hear. They can pipe in special announcements from a dispatch center, and it'll play on the train. You can hear them clearly. When I first moved back to New York after college, that didn't happen. It was the late 80s, and the city was on the upswing, but the subway system, was not. So Call My Agent, this French show that we have fallen for, the camera operator and I. That's pretty good. On PBS, I don't remember the name of the show. It's on PBS. It is a show about an entrepreneur woman who starts a biscuit baking company based on her grandmother's biscuit recipe, and it's really good. It's kind of following her through starting the business, and I'm going to look it up here. Biscuit show. Let's see what happens. I can't spell. Here comes an express the other way. Here it is. That's a Manhattan bound and express train. I don't know where the R is. This should be here by now. The countdown clock. I can't see it from here. I see it, but because my eyes are shut, I can't see it. It looks like about 5 minutes. That's a little long. It's a little unusual. Anyway, How She Rolls is the PBS show. It's broadcast on PBS, and you can also get it on their website and app. I'm part of I signed up for supporting them. I think it's $6 a month. It's called Passport. Much like joining Netflix or Masterclass or something like that, or Hulu or Apple TV. And for the $6 a month, you get access to the back catalog of all their programming, like Frontline and Nova, the Ken Burns documentaries, So when you can't sleep at night, you can go down to the TV room, or even on your iPad, you can watch it with the PBS app. But it's called How She Rolls. And it's just the struggles of running a business, and then the pandemic hits. So it's a little bit like Chef and the Farmer, if you remember that, which I thought was also an excellent show on PBS. So, all right, I'm going to hold off here until the train comes, and we'll get some recording of the train. All right, we're on the express platform now. Here comes an express. There's some people, I mean, even though New York City is a great place, you kind of have to watch out for people that might be prone to cause trouble. So if you see them getting on a car, don't get on that car, get on the run up 20, 50 feet and get on the next car. So a W train is going to come here in 1 minute. Is it an N or a W? Did W's run? W's run on here too, right? It's been a year since really riding on the subway. No, it's an N. All right. W's also run, but I thought they ran local in Manhattan. But anyway, the N goes through Manhattan and then goes up to Astoria, which is used to be a big Greek neighborhood. It's changing a lot now. So, all right, in 1 minute, we'll have an express, Broadway line express train. We're at 36. We're going to go to 2 more stops in Brooklyn. Here we're going to stop at Atlantic, Pacific Street, and then DeKalb. And then DeKalb is right at the base of the Manhattan Bridge. We'll go to the Manhattan Bridge. Okay. This is our N train. I'm at the back of the train because I want to get off at the back of the train at Union Square. That was Atlantic Avenue. So we're on the Manhattan Bridge now, and the subway's kind of noisy. So we're at Canal Street. Next stop is 14th Street. All right, 14th Street. I was wrong about the train stopping at DeKalb, but it's been a while. So it's about noon. The subway. Oh, there's someone singing here. All right, I thought there was they had these performances in the subway. I thought that's what that was. So. All right, we're going to go over and get the 6 train now. Here's our 6 train. right, 33rd Street. So if you look up Park Avenue south from here, or this is Park Avenue actually, you can see the MetLife building, which used to be the Pan Am building. And my father worked on all the air conditioning for when they built the Pan Am building. And he has this, I'm sure, I don't know if he must have worked with the company PR guy because he was good at this, but there's this really cool photo I have of him standing in the middle of Park Avenue with the Pan Am building in the background. And it was very much my father kind of like getting someone to do something for him for some self-promotion. And that, that was him. It worked. It's a great photo. So, all right. Half a block from the doctor's office. All right. Done with the doctor. I didn't think you really wanted to hang out in the doctor's, what's that called, the treatment room? I don't know, one of those, that's got the table and the blood pressure machine and all that. And there's a deli here that is, I'm going to take a picture of it for you. Well, there's some people standing here, so I don't really want to take a picture because it would look weird. But, I mean, they rent real estate by the square foot here, and the deli is wedged in between two buildings, and it's about 5 feet wide and about 10 feet deep. So, I am really hungry. And we're going to a backyard dinner barbecue thing tonight, so I think I'm going to have to eat something healthy. Not that that's a bad thing. So, food trucks. There are 2 food trucks right here, or food carts, because they're not full trucks. They're actually trailers. So we look around here. This smells really good. It's dangerous.
Dying to go, but can't stomach.
So I went back and took a picture of the little hole-in-the-wall deli there for you. I can't put the pictures into the podcast, but on the blog post, the post on the GardenFork.tv website for this podcast will have the photos there. So I'm on 32nd. Believe it or not, there is a Home Depot in Manhattan on 23rd between 5th and 6th. So I'm going to walk over. I was just on Park. I'm going to cross Broadway, and I'm going to hit 5th. Wait, which am I doing? Boy, I haven't been in Manhattan in a long time. I'm going to walk west. Oh, so I'm on 5th. I'm hitting 5th now. Broadway's on the other side. So I'm going to go down a couple blocks of 23rd, and I want to get some brackets that my local hardware store does not carry to hold some of my garden tools in the backyard. I just want to I want to get them off. They're just kind of leaning against the fence, and I'd like to get them up off of there and just try and tidy it up. So I don't know if you could hear that, but that was someone who was not happy and yelling on the phone. There is a lot of noise in the city. This is 5th Avenue. There's a lot of traffic, so there's just a lot of stuff. There is definitely less people on the street, and it's 1:30 right now, so that's some people's lunch hour. And wow, I'm seeing guys riding these city bikes that look like they're construction workers, and that's a little weird. But anyway, so the city is not as busy as it usually is pre-pandemic. But, and so my father-in-law sends me these links from MSN.com, MicrosoftNews.com, MSN.com. And they're not always Well, they're just a little. Anyway, so one of them's about the city. New York City is facing economic collapse, and it's not. I mean, yeah, there's going to be some hurt. It's going to be hurt everywhere coming out of a pandemic. But and then some of my friends are sending me pictures of this flood in the subway, and I'm like, well, okay, first of all, the subway is underground. It's rained for 5 days. You know, wow, I just found some tourists. You know, rain has to go somewhere, and one stairwell floods out of 435 stairwells, or however many stairwells there are in the subway system. And it goes viral, and everyone thinks that the whole subway system flooded. They're like, Eric, what's with the subway system? So the internet is wonderful, and the internet is horrible. As we know, because I just rode the subway, it works just fine. That was a beer truck that went by. And now the beer truck's honking his horn at people. He's driving a little fast. All right, so a little bit more walking. We'll get to the Home Depot. So we're at 23rd and 5th. Is that the Flatiron building is right here. Some guy just asked me if I wanted to buy some marijuana. Smoke, smoke, smoke is the key phrase there. And the Home Depot is about a half a block here. Also, the original Italy is right here as well, which is, I mean, I could go crazy there and buy all sorts of stuff, but I have a fridge full of food I have to cook. I just went to the grocery store. A lot of chain restaurants are showing up, especially in Manhattan. Starbucks are everywhere. Even like little Subway sandwich shops. But Home Depot is a few stores down from here. All right, in and out of the Home Depot. I got some of those springy kind of clampy things that you can put like a broom, and it'll grab onto the broom or a rake, and it'll hold it on the wall. There is a lot of people in Manhattan that dress fashionably or dressed wearing barely any clothing. It's just a thing here. So, all right, I'm going to run. We're going to now go. This is a recurring sound in New York, the ambulance trying to get through traffic. And sometimes people don't get out of the way, maybe because they can't hear I don't know. Not unusual around here. All right, I just had my falafel sandwich in Union Square Park, and my falafel sprung a leak, and I got tahini sauce all over my pants, so not the end of the world. A first world problem. Gonna hop on the train here. Definitely a lot of tourists around, but it just feels good it feels like almost normal, which I love. Transferring to the R train at 36 here. It all lined up very nicely.
96 R local train. The next stop is 46th Street. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. This is a Bay Ridge 96 bound R local train. The next stop is 53rd Street.
All right, I'm at my local station. It's interesting how I basically stay within 10 blocks of my house, and then just going to a different part of the city kind of reminds me that we're getting back to normal, which is so great. It is so nice. And the falafels are good. You just got to watch out for the little bit of tahini sauce explosion. Olive, it's just looks like I got joint compound on my pants. So, a little different for the podcast, but I thought, well, what the heck? I mean, all I could do is try. And let me know what you thought. It's radio at GardenFork.tv. I'm going to do a little bonus show for the GardenFork patrons. So, go out and do cool stuff. Make it a great day.